Well, social activist Yusuf Abramjee has confirmed that a South African man has been killed in Syria's capital, Damascus. Well, he joins us on the line to give us more details. Now, Yusuf, a very good morning to you. And as we know, details very sketchy about the story. What do we know about the South African killed in Syria?
Good morning, Yuveka. We got news late yesterday afternoon that a South African man, a 22-year-old man from Durban, has indeed been killed in fighting near Damascus in Syria. I then got hold of a very close family member who confirmed his death. According to the sources, the two brothers left South Africa some time ago. They apparently or allegedly joined one or other group involved in the internal conflict in Syria. They were involved in fighting in trenches for the past 12 days, and then news emerged yesterday of one of the brothers having been killed. The family have asked that the name of the victim not be released. I've tried to persuade them to issue a statement, which they say they're considering. When I spoke to them late last night, I even convinced them to get hold of DIRCO to confirm it, because we know we got no embassy in Syria. And DIRCO is now saying that they have no official confirmation of any South African killed in the conflict. We know it's a war zone, and we know communication is very, very slow.
Yusuf, you said that you do know that the brothers were there fighting for one or other group. Have you been able to identify? Has the family given you any idea what group they were fighting for? Because we know recently we've had stories of South Africans, the youngsters, being recruited by groups like ISIS.
Indeed, a group's name is doing the rounds on some of the WhatsApp groups on social media. This group is involved in fighting with the Syrian regime. The family obviously wouldn't confirm that. And it is very, very worrying when South Africans leave the country and get involved in fighting in foreign wars. We have a serious problem, and we need to condemn that in the strongest terms. We also know that some of the messages on social media indicate that they have been fighting in trenches for especially the past 12 days, heavy fighting in that particular area. The exact circumstances, Rebecca, of how the brother was killed, in which group or who they were fighting with, is still very, very unclear, and the reports on social media could not be confirmed.
And what do we know of the surviving brother?
Very little details other than he still continued to fight. He's still fighting with this particular group in that area. We don't know how old he is, and we're waiting for the family to give us more details. But I would imagine with such a sensitive issue, a news blackout will be thrown by the family and those close to these people around the other brother as well. But we hope that we can get some more details over the next few hours, if not the next few days.
Do you know if the family has had constant contact with these two brothers in all the time that they've been in Syria?
I would imagine they would have. Normally, there is communication when people leave the country. We know that even people, other South Africans who have left, normally communicate with their families. And I'm surprised that the families haven't convinced them to come home. I'm surprised that the families left them and didn't even inform South African authorities. And we know it is completely wrong for anyone, especially South Africans, to go in and get involved in fighting in foreign countries. And even South Africans, for example, joining the Israeli Defense Force and fighting in that particular region. It's completely wrong, and I'm not mistaken, it might even be against the law.
Yusuf, now that DIRCO is aware that this has happened, although they can't confirm it, to your knowledge, have they given any indication as to whether they will investigate, as to whether they will help bring the body of this young man home?
Well, I hope that DIRCO will investigate. It's a South African national. They need to get to the bottom of it. I've passed on all the relevant information to Clayton Moniela, the Deputy Director General for Communication at DIRCO, early this morning. From the indication that I've seen, the body will not be brought home, then that the 22-year-old man will be laid to rest in that particular area of Syria.
All right, we'll continue to keep tabs on that story. Thanks very much, social activist Yusuf Abramjee, on the line there with us.